Hi, welcome to the birth order predictor. This quiz will, quite simply, predict your birth order. If you're the oldest, this quiz should say that you're the oldest. If you're the youngest, it should say that you're the youngest. And if the quiz is wrong, it will at least tell you if you have the personality of, let's say, an oldest child, even if you aren't an oldest child. And I know these things can kind of be complicated because not all of us grew up in families that were, same parents the whole time, full siblings the whole time. So some of us have these situations where we were in some ways the oldest, in some ways the youngest. So I thought this was kind of an interesting quiz to tell you where your personality lies. So, are you curious about how your personality may be affected by your birth order? Look no further than the birth order predictor. Learn how being the oldest, youngest, middle child, or only kid has the potential to shape the person you are today. While the birth order predictor can provide valuable insights, it's important to remember that every individual is unique and may not fit perfectly into the predicted traits. It's also important to avoid using birth order as a way to stereotype or limit someone's potential. Absolutely true. Instead, use this information as a tool for self awareness and understanding. Okay, let's get started with the quiz. If you've taken my quizzes before, you know that I tell you to write down how many A's, how many B's, etc. that you get, and then in the end, that's how we score them. So, question number 1. When you were a kid, which of these best describes you? A total feeler and keen observer. B, a bit of a spotlight hog, always wanting attention. C, a tad sneaky and a know-it-all. D, a total rebel without a cause. E, a bit of a mystery and kept to yourself. Mark down which one fits best, and we'll move on to question number 2. What's the best way to define your humor? A heavy dose of sarcasm. B, love to tease and poke fun. C, a dry, subtle sense of humor. D, a splash of cheeky meanness. E, clever quips and witty insults. Mark down which one best describes you, and we'll move on to question 3. You are on a walk near the dark woods. You would A, stay on the path guiding you into the woods. B, rush ahead into the woods with no endpoint in mind. C, keep your eyes on the ground right in front of you. D, only go into the woods if someone needed help. E, not go deep in the woods, staying on the perimeter. Which one of these sounds most like what you would do? Go ahead, mark it down, and then we'll move on to question number 4. You are good at A, keeping things stable and organized. B, setting goals and leading people. C, being self-disciplined and determined. D, compassion and creativity. E, thinking and understanding. Mark down which one sounds the most like what you're good at, and we're going to move on to the final question. 5. When relating to others, you A, fix problems and empathize. B, try to make sure everyone is happy. C, tend to play the peacemaker. D, are sensitive to other people's needs. E, prefer to feel control in the situation. Write down whichever one best fits how you relate to others. And now we're going to score the quiz. So, ideally, you're going to have one letter that you have answered more than others. If you do not, then you are a mix between your most common letter choices. And if you have one A, one B, one C, one D, and one E, I would just hit C with that one. I would just hit it right in the middle. So yeah, pick whatever one or ones you have the most. Mostly A's, you are likely an only child. You have a strong sense of independence and self-reliance. At work and school, you excel at planning and executing. You will make a positive impact on the world with your leadership skills and your inspiring words. Classic only child. I'm curious if you got this, if you're really an only child. Let me know in the comments. And let's move on to mostly B's. Mostly B's, you're likely a firstborn. You have a high sense of responsibility and achievement. At work and school, you shine at finding and sharing knowledge. You will make a difference in the world with your innovations, insights, and inspiring others to reach their potential. Okay, so I think we have some of that classically stereotypical, yet kind of backed up in studies, leadership qualities that a lot of firstborn children have as adults. All right, let's move on to mostly C's. You are likely a second born. You have a strong sense of curiosity and exploration. When you love someone, you help them grow and learn. You will enrich the world with your artistic and creative endeavors. This is a great outcome, and I feel like it has some of those middle child vibes. Although, if you're second born, you're not necessarily a middle child, but in a family of three, you would be a family of three kids, that is. Let's move on to mostly D's. You are likely a third born. You have a great sense of adventure and fun. At work and school, you shine at delving deeply into subjects. You will brighten the world with your inventions, poetry, and inspiration. Okay, and then the final outcome is you are likely a last born. You have a wonderful sense of humor and charm. At work and school, you rock at solving problems and finding answers. You will impress the world with your unique and original ideas. All right, that's the final outcome and that's the quiz. So I was going to say, obviously, like families are complicated and where you are born is complicated. There's going to be people who are both like last born and third born and things like that. So this quiz is an art and not a science. But many people have taken it over the years and they found that it resonated with them and it did actually predict their birth order. So I'm curious what you think. What did you get? Is it at all accurate to your life or to your personality? Leave me a comment and let me know. And also, of course, have a great day.